All right.
Don't say anything that you don't want the whole world to know about, because we're going big. Just kidding.
Okay, I'm ready.
That was light language, in case any of you are wondering. It's pretty cool. So yeah, my intent was to get Loesje on here after we spent some time with the horses and some brilliant people up at Sundance Guest Ranch, because I really wanted to introduce my mentor, who I've spent the last 6 months straight working, but the last like 5 years in and out and on and off of this magic mountain up here. So I decided to open this up for questions. We have some really exciting stuff happening up here at Eagle's Eye Ranch in Armstrong. And you know, why wouldn't we share? Because it's so much more fun to do it with people that are kind of on the same page. And anyways, so thanks. Bria just got that message from you. Thanks. So I'm wondering if I'm just gonna go. Did anybody have any questions that they wrote down yet, or should I just start talking right now and then maybe some questions will come up? Okay, she wants to talk. Okay,
just talk.
Okay, so I'm still on. People are signing in here.
They're going to keep signing in. So.
I know.
The more you talk, the more going to want to sign in. So
okay.
Just talk.
Okay. So I wanted to share the journey of this deep listening process that I've been on for the last many years of my life, until the clarity arrived when I started to ask the right questions of what is it that I'm actually wanting to hone in this tools or the skills. And I'm sure, like you all, the animal kingdom, nature kingdom, queendom has been either calling you, or you've been maybe noticing synchronicities, numbers. Maybe some of you have looked over at a bird and the bird has talked to you. Maybe a tree has shared some wisdom. So I just wanted to show my the process, because we've got, what is it, a six? We've got Linking Awareness Journey, we've got Linking Awareness Observer, we've got Linking Awareness Journey, Linking Awareness Adventures, Linking Awareness Practical, and the Linking Awareness Observer seminar retreat style course that is offered. So there's lots to dive into. Is there anything you want to say right now? Did I miss something?
Just start me. I might talk for a long time.
Yes, you will.
I think you're doing great.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Someone's got something in chat here. Oh, okay. Cool. I would like to turn this over to Loesje, and I want to ask her what, like we all are on this path, what was your how did you start on this? How did you start on
I was born on the earth.
Okay. So how did you start, and how did we end up here, where you're traveling internationally? You've done conferences all over the world. You've worked with some of the most incredible like science-based minds, nature-based minds. So how the heck did you end up here with this incredible gift for us to learn these steps of a deeper listening?
Hi all, it's so great to meet you. I hear a lot about all of you, and I wanted to sneak up to Ashcroft and spy on some of you up there, but I had a bunch of stuff going on here. Well, obviously, incarnating and leaving a planetary system far beyond here and coming into this Earth vehicle was part of it. But along the way, I don't know, I remember, I think it was in grade 11 or 12 at high school, one of the teachers did this 3-day thing on ESP. What was that? Extrasensory perception. And I actually cried when it was over. And I was in school going, why is people not teaching this stuff? This is like crazy. And so, like if you do this fast forward on everything that Loesje person has done and taught internationally, taught everything from veterinarians to psychiatrists to lay people to children to elders, there's a part of me, I think you must go through that too, Lizzie, is like, why me? Because I have no academic studies. I have this, story about graduating high school on band credits and sports credits because I played the trombone. And so I graduated early based on those kind of credits, and I didn't do any post-secondary after that. And but what started happening is I ended up having a dog grooming and dog training and cat grooming business. And particularly during that time, as well as after my 2 kids were born, I started recognizing interesting things that were happening, things I knew were going to happen. So precognition, my kids being extremely subtle sense aware, and they would be labeled indigo children, and wondering, how come did my daughter know what was going in another room through the wall? How did she know things ahead of time? Why could my son communicate with the animals? He was young. And then I had to look at myself and go, oh, I must be like that too. So then during my dog grooming and training business and my cat grooming, I started to receive information from the animal kingdom. And I started to watch them even manifest things in their lives. So I had some really, really big questions. And, this is probably, I don't know, 30 years later. And the concept of linking awareness journey that I know you kind of want to talk about, for me, is anybody in any modality or any part of life, why are we not clarifying our subtle sense awareness? We're always working with our normal senses. I can touch you, I can smell you, I can see you. But why have we had these subtle senses taken away from us? Why did the word psychic get turned into a not such a cool word, And so my thing was, if you're a massage therapist, or if you're a dog trainer, or if you're a teacher at a school, and the list goes on, why are we not engaging our subtle sense awareness to receive more full spectrum of information? So, I think it's apparent that if you don't know, I taught for the International Body Talk Association all over the world, and I was the only instructor teaching the animal work, animal-human combination, as well as creating programs with them and for them, and certifying practitioners and certifying facilitators. So through all that time, Body Talk's a great modality, but why are we not getting the practitioners to activate their subtle senses more deeply? So, that's is a really short story, like really short, on how this started to happen. And people used to say, oh, you have a gift, Loesje, because you're subtle sense aware. And I'm going, are you kidding me? It's not a gift. It's something we're all capable of, but somewhere along the line, it got turned off or shut down, whether it's through our ancestral lineages, parallel dimensions, this lifetime, you name it. And so my gift was the courage to go out in the world and speak about it and facilitate it. So I think, I see all of your pictures up there. You're all gorgeous. And I don't care what you do and what you don't do. Activating your subtle sense awareness is like #1 important. We're born with it. And then as babies, we're telepathic like crazy. We know all kinds of things because we're still divine consciousness, and it starts to get shut down. So I don't think there's anybody that's listening that couldn't find a huge change in their life by activating their subtle sense awareness. And I think that Lizzie's made it pretty clear that we're working with the animal kingdom and nature because they never forgot. And so they're actually co-facilitating with us to help you learn, because when you receive information from nature and animal kingdom and it's congruent, they will validate with their physical actions. So they help us teach you. So this is not just about animal communication. They're actually helping you remember your original language. The transference of light and information that gets filtered through your subtle sense awareness to a smell, a taste, a thought, that's hearing, something you imagine with your inner vision. So what do we got? 4, something that you can touch as if it's there. I can go inside someone's body, and touch something, or my body can feel what the other feels. That's your empathic body. And so all of a sudden we start engaging those, and you get a bigger picture of what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, that, you know, like there's so many things we could talk about. And at some point, I think a few questions will help us kind of lock into what you're interested in, you know, for all of you out there.
Yeah, and I think as a relatable comment, it feels like, you know, we're being bombarded with like online stuff, and there's so many classes and courses and way more than ever there was before. And if you're on this call, if you're here, if you've come this far, then there's something called the law of resonance, which is like, we don't have to be seekers or searchers to end up at the right place at the right time. And I've really trusted that compass that I have. I wasn't seeking when I arrived here. It just felt right. Loesje felt congruent. I saw that she actually walks her talk with integrity and honesty and humility, and that seemed to be rare. I don't know now because I'm done searching. I'm just on this adventure and whatever's still coming. Not that I was searching, but my point is, because you're here already, there's already a resonance. So I'm really happy to have all these beautiful, like you said, faces on here, because, you know, it's time, and we're all looking for that it's really about like self. It's about getting to know ourselves and trust ourselves so that we know what's coming in through our senses is actually what's coming through our senses, because we are alchemists and we have to be very mindful, and we have to take responsibility because we are co-creating our reality. So the more that I go deep into this, the more magical. Life's already magical, but the more magical it's getting. And why wouldn't I want to share it? And I'm so grateful, I'll just say now, to Loesje for showing me that. This mentorship has been incredible. It's been intense. It's been, you know, going through the fire and trying not to run away, and quite literally.
Okay, look, okay, I would like to say two things. One is about the seeking. Is when you seek, you push it away.
Thank you.
And then we talk about that with subtle information. You know, we want to receive information from our guided journeys and our quiet time. And when we're looking for it, we actually push it away. But I would like to say that, you know, Lizzie is a Linking Awareness Journey facilitator and a Linking Awareness Journey practical facilitator. And it's true. You know, I had this crazy experience here. All my 4 buildings burnt down in one night that I had created to have all the classes here. And that was the same weekend that Lizzie was doing her practical, you know, exams by co-teaching with me. And after the first day of co-teaching with me, everything burnt to the ground. So she was literally initiated by fire. Yeah, we were in the middle of a fire here. Thankfully, the house was saved, but we're rebuilding now. So. Yeah, initiated by fire.
Yeah, so I had really no choice. And
anyone, so, you know, for those of you, if some of you are studying the path of the heart and the path of the Kundalini, that really is what the Linking Awareness Journey Adventure and Observer is about. And so on some level, it was actually kind of perfect that you got initiated by fire, because if you've ever had any experiences with the Kundalini, that's the inner fire that is burning off all the lower frequencies not necessary for your process. So yeah.
Apparently I asked.
Careful what you wish for. Right?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I'm still here, so it must be a solid path. So, are there, so right now, is there any questions that we can grab and get us on another roll? Get her on another roll.
The wave has receded. Now the next wave is getting ready. Get on your surfboards.
Yeah. If you, yeah, go ahead. So what I can do is, if you, how would I do this? Just unmute yourself and ask a question. And if too many people do, then we'll figure it out from there.
Raise your hand and we can.
Just raise your hand. Actually, I think you can raise your hand on these. And I think I should be able to see. Can someone pretend to raise a hand so I can see?
And you know, while they're doing that, you can tell them that I'm transcending my biggest resistance is doing anything online.
Right.
So That's pretty cool. Like, I'm like, ooh, look at all those screens.
I know, and that's I don't see everyone's faces. I don't think there's more. Chantal, you raised your hand.
Hi, Chantal.
Hello, my souls. How are you?
Nice
Great.
to see you. Hi.
You too. I miss you guys.
Oh, I miss you. We miss you. I miss you. Lucia can say speak for herself.
I miss all of myself that you are that I haven't met yet. So it's cool.
My only question, comment, whatever is, I just need this whole COVID thing to be done so that I can get you here, because there's a lot of people showing up.
Oh, Chantal. Oh,
yeah.
Just a second.
Hold on. Can you see me? It's me. Hi.
Chantal's in Chicago. Hi, Chantal.
Hi. So yeah.
Yes,
So
yeah. The COVID illusion can be finished, so we can travel a bit again, and you can come here again.
Yes, because it's I'm due. I'm so due to go there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you need to come here soon too, because I cannot say enough, but there's it's interesting who's showing up for me here, especially in the last month. So whatever's been going on synchronistically, they're showing up here. So
Yeah, like I'd like to agree with you, because we are in a time when so many peoples are realizing the importance of their intuition. And in these times when things aren't certain and people want to have a feel or a intuitive sense of what are the right decisions to make, the types of things that Lizzie and I are co-facilitating and facilitating are so important right now. And so I'm not surprised that you've got a lot of people waiting, so right on, look forward to it.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. Thanks, Chantal. Great to see you.
Bree, you're so cute.
Can I talk? Hi. I'm sure there's, I don't know, people I think we were all just like, oh my God, what do we ask? Oh God, oh God. But and maybe that was just a good, like with what she was kind of offering or asking. I know this is cumulative, but how to move into this new world that Lucia's like, I'm in it. I'm like, can I get a ticket, or am I there? Is it happening? And shifting the collective fear and all that. And I know it's, yeah, again, such a big question, but yeah, anything to offer around that?
Well, whatever different practices each of you are doing for your inner self, whether it's guided journeys, meditation, breath work, I mean, you name it, massages, when you're inviting in we'll call it lighter or higher frequencies, and releasing old patterns, lower frequencies, old ways of thinking, that's the frequencies that bring you into this concept of the new earth. So some of us have been living in this so-called new earth for quite a while, and I think what's happening is, this don't seek it, because the attractor fields are bringing us together. So now everyone that's on this call already is here because of an attractor field of likeness and lightness. And so start to recognize that you are already living in a new paradigm. There's nothing new, waiting for the new. Stop waiting. We're already in it. And so just every day with gratitude and appreciation for how blessed we truly are, because this is a prophesized time. That's a lot of us in, concept of many lifetimes, we've been waiting to be here. So, turn off the news. Yeah, hope that helps a bit.
Well, and I would like to add as, and like, it's kind of like, when I first started communicating with animals, or when I first started giving them an opportunity to communicate with me, like, oh, maybe they actually are saying something and maybe I can listen. The more I did that, the more that I would receive information. So it was almost like the more you open to the possibility of these miracles in the so-called new earth, the more they're going to come, the more you're going to start to see them. And I think that's where the practicing of imagination is when we're going through. I was just telling Loesje this morning how as a linking awareness journey facilitator, I had to take it upon myself to listen to the journey we get when we take the experience, the journey. We're given 4 different downloads or initiation processes, the same one, but it's like a journey into the space of the heart. And each time I listen to it, it's a recorded journey, I get even deeper and deeper into that space of imagining, and whatever I'm seeing in that imagination in the heart cave becomes more and more clear. And the more clear it becomes, the more the universe or that aspect of ourselves can actually manifest it for us. So it's really a process of initiation and about again, like trusting yourself. So I don't know what's going on with all of you right now, but there seems to be a lot of a theme of instant manifestation right now. There's lots moving, there's lots happening. And working with the animal and nature king queendom has been what I have been most drawn to, because it's the easiest and the most clear for me. Some people like you work with breath work, some people have crystals, some people just do plant medicine. So there's no wrong way, but there is the heart way. So whatever that looks like for you.
Well, and I think that if we really start to dive deep into this concept of communicating non-verbally with the nature mind, the animal kingdom, the trees, and so forth, we have to remember that divine consciousness or awareness is what's streaming through everything. And so particularly when we get with the wild ones, there's less filters, egoic filters and belief systems. So all of a sudden we're getting in this clear connection with the oneness mind or the Buddha mind or the nature mind or God or creator or whatever you would like to call that. And so all of a sudden we connect with another sentient being that actually can give us deep insights, because the light and information of creator is streaming more clearly. And because the animal kingdom in nature lives in this space of oneness, it gives them an opportunity to create an energetic field that encompasses us and brings us into a resonance space that we get information and transference of concepts more clearly than when we're by ourselves. Then after you leave an experience with the animal kingdom, nature kingdom, the insects and so forth, you can use that as your resource. So when you get back in the city and that's a crazy time and you feel like you can't access your intuition, you resource that time you had with nature. You resource that time you had with the elephants or with the horses or the dogs, because they create an energy field of clarity. So really quick example. So in classes, quite often we'll pair people up and we'll say, okay, I picked number 2 for Chantel. Whoever picks number 2 out of 1, 2, and 3 is Chantel's partner. So we're doing this, you know, pick number 1, 2, or 3 for your partner, Chantel number 2, and number 1, number 3. And people were taking a while to be able to get a clear answer. Then the afternoon we went to a dairy barn with dairy cows that are raised super awesome. It's an organic farm. She loves her girls. And so now we're in the barn with the cows. We have 20 participants and we're doing this pick number 1, 2, or 3 to find your partner. Every person got it right the first time. Every person could read my thought on the number for each person. Why? Because of that beautiful energy field of the cows had created clarity, that morphogenic field. So that's why you'll see us doing precursor stuff and webinars online, but you're going to see us, you've got to show up. Because let your presence with the nature kingdom and with the animals or with the insects and the mineral kingdom hold that space for you to have that experience. It becomes your resource. You know, I know those of you who study heart math talks about having that resource happy place. We're talking about that in a bigger morphogenic field. Yeah. So definitely, you know, it's powerful.
It's so
Very
powerful.
powerful.
It's so powerful.
Mhm.
I just had a friend here who had no idea what we do. Loesje and myself. Lucia's got 3 incredible horses here on the ranch, and she does linking awareness observer group sessions as well as private sessions with them. And this friend of mine, I didn't say anything, didn't tell him what we do. I just said, "Do you want to session?"
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I just remembered who you were talking about.
Yeah. And so he went and laid down on the massage table, and completely life changing. Like, the animals are, it's one thing to want to like know what your dog likes to eat and what its favorite color is. But this, we're talking about a whole other level of, for lack of a better word, healing journey. I don't know what else. Change journey. We've talked about this lots. It's an inner journey of removing old. I love how Lucia puts it, because it's like we're a computer, and it's old systems. It's old systems being shifted and broken down.
And really, it's a journey of linking with awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So linking awareness journey, it's a journey to reconnect yourself to the 5th circulatory system, the quantum hologram, to that state of oneness that we always were, but over the generations that got taken away from us. So it's really a journey about linking to awareness, where awareness is like all oneness. And then when you start to filter information, it becomes consciousness. So awareness becoming consciousness to the conscious mind. And so that's really, linking awareness journey. It's a journey to a link to the oneness.
Yeah.
And this place that a lot of the animal kingdom never lost that connection. Although, don't get me wrong, a lot of domestic animals, we could talk about that in class, domestic animals are disconnected too because of belief systems of the guardians. Yeah.
Which we get more into in that as well. And
yeah.
As you're talking, I'm thinking like, well, why would anybody want to link awareness? Because as I mentioned in that session, and I know a couple of people here have had private sessions with Lucia, it's unexplainable. There's frequencies that we don't even know, but there's colors that we can't see. There's these finite beings, or these sentient beams of light exist within us. And because we are getting more and more in tune and in touch with them, for me, I think it's really exciting. I don't know if it's important, but it's certainly exciting to get to know that aspect of ourselves. Because how are we going to know it if the animals don't show it, or if they remove a block with us, co-remove a block with us, because we have to be ready, and or maybe not, I don't know. But things move, and then they come with in an epiphany. So I talk a lot about like the epiphanies that I get, because you talk about that. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Remember when the body has to get it?
Oh,
what we're talking about? Like,
yeah. So it's a guru speaking about the concept of grace. So now we're exchanging at a distance. I do a lot of remote healing, very powerful. So now we're having an exchange of frequencies. There's a resonancing happening because you chose to sit here with us, and we chose to sit here with you. So there's a grace that happens. There's a presence. There's an energy that changes something for each one of us in our life, because we gathered here now. Very powerful. But then the concept is, those of us who choose to walk into our mastery, that we need to bring the body with us. And that's the show up game, is because in order to really go into your mastery, you're supposed to embody the teachings. So the grace gets transferred at a distance. The grace gets transferred through webinars and stuff like that. But then there'll be some of you who go, I don't know why I gotta show up. Like I gotta get to her thing, his thing, what thing, because the body wants to embody it. And then we have this body that's a vehicle or a computer program or an avatar. I don't know, what do you want to call it? And then when you show up, there's programs in the body, that low frequency limiting programs, that start to dissipate at a whole deeper level, because you were willing to show up. I'm the kind of seeing Chantal like can nod her head, I think, where have you been? Chantal's shown up in South Africa at Adam's Calendar with us. She's shown up in Indonesia with the elephants with us. She's shown up at the center of the universe with us. She's shown up, I'm going like, and I know every time it's profound changes. And as facilitators, the gift for us is we get those changes simultaneous with you. So on some level, I'm just really doing this for myself, really. Because it's so profound when you guys all come and we get to have that collaborative exchange, right?
Yeah, it's so special.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I wanted to say, for those of you, that work with the mineral kingdom and the crystal kingdom, I know, but let's just say that the human who thinks they're the center of the universe, we're talking about the observer effect or the recorder effect. If the animal kingdom has been watching the humans since the beginnings of their time, and the insect kingdom, why aren't we asking them about ourselves? They've been watching us from the trees, and same with the trees and the plants. So then the trees and the plants, that they carry our medicines. Well, how did we know? Well, our original peoples asked them. And so those of us that work with crystals in the mineral kingdom, they seem to be the recorders of everything's happened on the earth plane. So why I'm saying that is, if you want to pick up a crystal or a mineral and get the information that crystal or mineral is recorded, that's going to get done through your subtle senses. So by taking what we're facilitating, we're also helping you enhance your subtle senses. So when you're holding something, or you're holding that mineral or that crystal, you can get the deeper wisdom that's embedded in it, that's been recorded in it. Those of you that work with the Lemurian crystals, when a Lemurian seed crystal finds you, you left it for yourself with information for yourself for this lifetime. So that's another benefit of some of the classes we're teaching, is now you can pick up that crystal and you can read, and you scan those barcodes, and your subtle sense awareness will pick up the information you left for yourself. Just some other ideas, right?
Just super, super cool.
Yeah.
And
okay. Every cell of your body, Bruce Lipton says, like, there's trillions of them. They used to say billions. I think they're trillions now, whatever. Did you know that every cell of your body thinks it's an individual being? And did you know that every cell of your body has consciousness? So if something's going on in your body and doesn't feel so good, you can actually communicate non-verbally with that part of your body and go, hey, yo, liver, what's going on? Oh, two cells are fighting and it's creating an imbalance? Well, come on, let's get along, you two cells. And all of a sudden the liver starts going through a change. Yeah. So this concept of nonverbal communication with the animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, it's also about you communicating within yourself, right down to the most minute cellular level, because everything is consciousness, and awareness. And it's going to be the same thing for those of you who have pregnancies, in utero babies. Did you know that in utero babies are pure consciousness? They can heal the mother from in utero. Did you know they can communicate to you as pure consciousness and change their own health within utero? And how do you do that? Nonverbal communication. Yeah.
And that's that nonverbal communication where we work on our filters, so that what we're receiving is less of a projection and more of the purity of what that is. What's purity?
The purity.
the purity of it. And that seems to be a lot of my private sessions right now, is really helping people, empowering the people, the guardians of these animals seems to be a theme right now, so they can begin listening and hearing their own animals at home. I don't want to keep telling people what their animals are wanting or hearing, or I want to empower them. So how do we do that? And it's by clearing our filters, so that we stop anthropomorphizing these animals and stop projecting our own stories on them, and remember that they have their own journey and their own purpose here, which has been super helpful. I just say that as a theme right now, is one of the big things that I'm learning, is how to, hello ego, I see you. Let's try having this conversation with this being instead of you getting in my way. My own agendas. How do we move through our own agendas? Because we all have them.
I don't have any agendas. No. What are you talking about?
No.
I have this amazing property. I'm so blessed. And, how did I find out about it? My black horse, Pete, One Pistol Pete, told me about it.
That's his hair right here that I keep thinking that is part of my hair sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
But that's Pete's hair.
That's Pete's tail. He's no longer in his body. He left when he was 31, exactly how he said he was going to leave. But this concept of communicating, let's just say just the animal kingdom, they help us write books, they write music, they tell us about things in the future because they stay alive by knowing the future. The list goes on. So I'm always thanking my horse Pete for bringing this property to me and telling me about this property. So we definitely are talking about way beyond what color is the bowl and what food does your dog like, even though you can ask those questions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Absolutely.
Another thing that I just wanted to add about the observer effect, I can't talk too much about it, but I just wanted to, there may be questions of like, well, why is it important to listen to the heart and the kidney, and how does that help? How is listening to it, how does it change? How does it create the change? So I like to use the analogy of when two people are arguing or you're having a hard day, one of the most what do we seek, or what makes us feel better is when we're heard. So if somebody is there as a really great friend, if I'm having a really bad day, a shitty day, I don't want advice, I don't want their projections, I don't want them to see me, I don't want a psychoanalysis on my life. I just really want someone to listen. And it feels like when we're in session, that's what we're noticing, is we're seeing or acknowledging that there's this conversation or that something is needing to be shared. Is that right?
Well, communication in a non-attached, compassionate, unconditional, loving way is the big healer.
Yeah.
And certainly we're talking about listening, not talking to. And so being able to go into different altered brainwave states of the concept of listening or presence it's huge. It's a big part of what we're cultivating through the 3 levels of linking awareness, for sure. Yeah.
Any questions?
I don't know. I see some hands going up.
It's so, this is still really weird to me. So I can't even. So
yeah, I mean, we could probably talk for hours and hours, but certainly I'm not even looking at my watch. I have no idea time. But yeah, do you have any other comments or questions? Or I guess it's either just put your sound on or put your hand up. Yeah. Hey,
Keela. Is that how we say it?
Hey, Keala.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
I just had a question because I get a lot of like visions and messages, and then I don't know what to do with them. Like, what are the next steps? Like, sometimes I get them and they resonate and I know what they mean, but other times I'm like, why are you showing me this? So I'm wondering if like you have questions to ask that get more of an answer of like what the message, what I'm supposed to do with the message, or what the meaning is, or.
And are you getting them mostly during your sleep time?
I get a lot during sleep, meditation. If I'm out in nature, like definitely birds and trees and stuff. Even the cats, like I'll get just a random vision and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I mean, it's a journey of cultivating the knowing of your own inner language. And when is that inner language that arises? Just things that are releasing and being worked through your system. So like for example, let's say you have a dream and it seems like a low frequency dream. It may just be that your body has processed something and it's letting it go. And as it let go, it goes through the subtle senses and you have this vision or this thought or this smell or this taste. And actually all that's happening is it's leaving your system. So then there's other times when it's getting sent to you. You know, the woodpecker sends you information. So what we talk about as we work through the different levels is how to discern when it's information that was caught in your system and it's releasing, but your subtle sense awareness is perceiving it. So please let it go. Because we know now that if we keep observing that, we're going to co-create the same pathology again. Yeah. But then how do we start to discern two different layers of discernment. How do I discern, let's just say, when that cat is looking at me, sending me information? Yeah, so I'm going to receive that information. But then also, how do I discern when I put my awareness on that cat? There's a full bandwidth of holographic information that I can, let's call, read or perceive. So when am I picking up and reading their holographic information, which is all information that pertains to that being, or when is that being sending to me? So I have a pretty strong ethics that if I have forgotten to close down my filters of my subtle senses and I pick up information in someone's energy field, I kind of turn it off and go, whoops, sorry. But if that's sending to me, it's going, hey, 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 like a phone call, that's different. So this is part of the cultivation of your own inner language, and knowing when is it a releasing, when is something sending, and when are you just, because if I'm looking at your picture right now, if I had permission, I could boop your quantum hologram, all your information, and tell you stuff. But that's not what we're doing right now. So those filters of mine are shut down. You know what I mean? So let's see. I was in Florida at a conference, and the founder was speaking, and I was listening, but I was daydreaming. So at the same time, I get this feeling and a voice, and I recognize it's a dolphin. And the dolphin says to me, hey, can you meet me after class? I have some new frequencies I want to teach you. Will you meet me in the water after class? And I'm thinking, what? And if I will, you know what, if Kayla invited me for coffee, I'd probably go, sure, I'll meet you after class. So I say to this dolphin, I'd love to meet you after class. I'll go in the water and I'll wait till you get there. So I tell a couple of my friends, oh yeah, listen to that dolphin's coming. So I'll go down the ocean by the hotel there. And after about half an hour, everyone's getting bored. So they're leaving. And next thing you know, I'm by myself in the water, because I've said to this dolphin, I've said to you, Kayla, I'm going to meet you at one of Starbucks, or I'll wait till you get there. If you're caught in traffic, don't worry about it. So here I am treading water in the ocean. And so I sent a message to the dolphin. I said, hey, if you're really coming to visit me, can you warn me before you get here so I don't freak out thinking you're a shark or something? So here I'm treading water. And about 5 minutes later, about 30 feet out, a single dolphin breached and warned me. And I'm like, okay, it's not a shark, it's a dolphin. And that dolphin came and took time. So, downloading frequencies. We're about 6 feet away. All the way around me. I'm just crying in the water, and I'm all by myself. And I'm like, where are all my friends? They missed it. Anyways, it was a life changer. And so that's trying to say that dolphin sent that to me. It's somehow that dolphin had my phone number, right, at my coordinates. So this is what we love facilitating and talking about in debriefs, is how to start to cultivate that discernment. Yeah, I hope that helps.
It really did. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Catherine.
Hi. How is it different than telepathy, or is it the same thing?
Telepathy. Yeah. It's not.
So I used to be able to.
Yeah. Telepathy is one aspect of the subtle senses. Most people consider telepathy, I can hear what you send me, or you send me and I can hear it. What we're developing is all of our 6. We probably have more, but the 6 subtle senses we know about. So for example, if I'm working with a client, I can scan their body and smell where the infection is, even if it's not an outward infection. So that's my subtle sense of smell, right? Then we'll have the subtle sense of taste. I could go into the system and taste what something tastes like. Then my thought would be like an inner sound or words or concept, and that might be what a lot of people consider telepathy. And then we would have the subtle sense of sight, so I can see pictures, movies, holographic, beyond, la la la. And then we're going into subtle touch. So if I'm going into the concept of psychic surgery and going into a body, either to feel what's going on in the body or in the biofield or auric field, or if I'm being asked to, maybe someone's maybe, you know, like maybe your spleen is twisted and I can feel how it's twisted, and I'm actually going to go in and untwist it. So that's my subtle sense of touch. Then also, a lot of you will be empaths. You may or may not know it. You can feel what another feels. So now, if I'm working with a nonverbal being, whether it's an autistic child, an in utero baby, an animal, you name it, then I could actually become that other and feel how they feel to pick up information. And in our training, we're also going to teach you how to discern when it's yours and when it's not yours, and also, importantly, how to let it go. Because you don't want to take on other people's stuff, you know. So my subtle sense of feeling, if I become Lizzie and she's got a sore back today, I don't want to hold on to that sore back. I just want to know, hey, her back's sore. Maybe she can ask me to help her later. But we're also going to teach you in the empathic body how to let it go, right? So how many of us, just our empathic body, are walking around the world, going to the grocery store, going to work, and we're going to sit in, maybe I had a colleague at work who sat in a chair and they were in a bad mood and they left for go somewhere else. So I took their chair. I'm in a happy mood. Now I sit down and within 3 minutes, I'm in a bad mood. Whose bad mood? Because the energy of that experience of the other is still in the chair. When I know that, I'm going to fragment that energy and sit down in a clean chair. So all these kind of things is what we talk about, and the animals help us with, because they are so much more subtle sense aware than we are. Most animals' normal senses are like our subtle senses. Does that help a bit, Catherine? Yeah, it's like a lot. Pardon?
It's not a lot for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Everything you say, it just totally makes sense to me.
Isn't that true? And it's like, finally we get to talk about it. We're not in a dungeon, not we're hiding, you know, like, we don't have, like, it's so cool that we can actually finally talk about all this stuff. Some of us either have already studied and we're trying to advance ourselves, or we've been waiting till it's okay to have these discussions. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Any other questions? Hands up yet? Or should we just keep talking? Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry. You guys are wonderful together, by the way.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do.
We actually
Yeah,
don't fight
great.
too often.
No.
We just train
Yeah.
each other for growth.
Yeah. Here's some fire. Here's some fire back.
Yeah, right. I just have a question. If you can answer it, that's great. Otherwise, don't worry. But I've had a couple experiences when doing body work on horses, and I've finished the session, and they've basically kind of gone into a trance and and gotten to the point where they almost fall over, and then catch themselves and wake up. What exactly is that? The only thing I could get was like time stopping almost, but I don't know.
Yeah. They're going into altered state to process change and observe their own change. And that's when they're going into that concept of neutral or still point or oneness. And that's the great healer place. So they're processing whatever you've done with them. And that's when some people don't understand it, will pull them out. You don't want to pull them out. And if they're going to drop to the ground, let them. Because, you know, when you see, anyways, I won't go there. So if you're able to allow them and give them permission to just drop to the floor, then they're going to go into a deeper state of change. Sometimes they'll go into, it'll look like spasms, but the Kundalini comes in, and that's the great healer. So because I think a lot of people that are doing body work and different stuff with humans, animals, I mean, you name it, there's not enough training on those concepts, and they're stopping the processing, that deep processing that's so important. Whether it's some human person on a treatment table or with the animals, that's the time when we want the observer effect. So in our third level class, Lincoln Warren's observer, you know, Amit Goswami always talked about, he's quantum scientist, talked about like do-be-do, do and then be, and then do. Where I'm saying, let's be first, let's observe, then intuitively ask what we're supposed to do. So you do your body work. Then we want to observe. And in that observing, we're observing the great healer come in because you've cleared some stuff with your body work. Now the energy is going to be freed up to start really doing some deep change. Then you're going to start seeing these altered states, this shaking, these fascial releases, sometimes dropping. Even sometimes humans, when they go that deep, they try and get up, they can't even get up. But if we don't understand it, especially with the animal kingdom, people have the tendency, oh my God, and get them moving and do something with them, leave them alone. So that's the be, do, be. So I hope that helps you a little bit, Lauren.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, powerful. Let them be.
Yeah, well, it is, but yeah. I wasn't sure what to do with it, so that's great.
Well, no, truly, because especially if you're doing that kind of stuff and you have the guardian there, and the animal goes into that trancy state, or especially if they go into a kundalini release, it might freak them out. So if as a facilitator, if I don't know that to help the guardian feel okay about it, then it turns into a bit of drama. It's not necessary.
Totally, yeah. And I think the safety, it's a safety factor too in figuring that out, but yes.
Well, and so, you know, because I taught body talk for a lot of practitioners too, and I'm sure whatever you've studied or who's ever taught you, they're teaching you about creating a safe space first. And there's some places you would never do body work, especially with the animal kingdom, unless it's a properly set up space so they can go through those processes.
Right.
So that may be something you could look at for yourself too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Julia.
Hi.
Hey, Julia.
Thanks so much for hosting this. Yeah, I'm actually coming next weekend for a session, so I'm really excited.
Oh, right.
For the group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for a session
Dress
on
warm,
Sunday.
dress warm. Dress warm.
Yeah, I was thinking about that for my winter jacket. I'd just like to tap into your wisdom for a moment, because I'm curious what you think. What are the next steps for helping more people access subtle senses on like a broader scale? Because to us, this is so normalized, and I figure that's the only way that this can go, is to like get normalized more. So I'm just curious what you think about that.
Should be taught in the school system. That's my big answer. Why is this not getting supported in kindergarten and forward? Why are these types of classes not in the school system? I'm not going to go into deep state stuff on this conversation. I know that there's a reason that they do that, but that's my biggie, is we have this capacity when we're children, and that's where it gets blocked. I mean, don't get me, there's ancestral blockages and all kinds of stuff. It's not that simple. But certainly as children, most children have a lot of these capacities, and it gets shut down by society and by the families and not knowing. Conversations like this are great, you know, and a lot of people teach that stuff online. It's just not something I choose to do.
Can I add to that?
No.
I firmly am seeing, as I'm learning to play the show up game and be, you know, courageous enough to move through what I'm seeing within self as we move through filters and ego. It feels like there's, and this isn't like an archetype that I'm saying that you are, but there's this innate desire that we have to like help the world right now, and like we're seeing everything is so it seems as though things are pretty messed up, and I think it's been really helpful for me because I'm Aquarius. I really want to show up for change, but it starts here. So just by raising my frequency, by choosing to be brave enough to do this 6-month mentorship, that alone, just my frequency through the 100th monkey is changing and helping the world. So it's just having these conversations with people. It's even just dreaming, even just an intent before you go to bed is enough, you know?
I think I do get a bit of your question also though, Julie, is like, how does what you're talking about get shared? And I think it is an honest question, because in this prophesized time that we're in, there's more pink noise in the quantum hologram, in the universal field. The 100th monkey is happening. So many people's intuition is getting activated in a really big way when it wasn't activated, and they're not doing anything to activate their subtle senses. So one of my things, Julie, is like, where's the support system for these people who's all of a sudden intuition's getting stronger, they don't know what's going on, it's kind of freaking them out. So then we also can go into the autistic spectrum kids and the Asperger spectrum kids, their intuition, the little kids, the teenagers who are cutting and doing all kinds of other stuff because their subtle senses are actually too strong. And no one's teaching them how to filter them. So we got both sides of the coin going on. We got some of us are going like, oh, let's open them up. And then some of them, it's so wide open. It's ADD, ADHD, and all kinds of other stuff. So I agree with you. How do we get it out there so that it's not overwhelming and it's not too much information at once? Because it's almost like we don't have to teach them how to. It's almost like we have to give them tools in order to framework an understanding for their subtle senses, because we're in a time where actually people that aren't even trying are being activated. Does that make sense a bit, Julia?
Yeah, thank you. I was just very curious to hear both your thoughts, so thank you.
Yeah, it's a big question, you know. I was teaching in orphanages and big groups and large groups, and you know, have you seen the population of the world? It's pretty huge, right? So I think I'm going to go back to what Lizzie is talking about. Go within, do our own inner work, and that attractor field that's cultivating is going to draw people with the questions. It's going to draw people that are ready. A lot of you, I know, are facilitators, are going to draw people to what you're sharing, because that's what they're waiting for. And so it's just kind of the same thing. Let go of the rescue archetype. Don't go out to seek to try and change everybody. They're going to come to you, every single one of you. You know, and whatever you're doing as you do this, you know, sitting here listening to us today, we're sharing information, then the people who are ready will come to you. This has been a big thing that I had to learn, because I was out there, you know, helping thousands of people. So hopefully that helps you as well, Julie, with what you're sharing. They're going to find you.
And we get to meet you in person in a few days.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Hands up. No?
Cool.
Cool. Well,
Carry on with where you're at.
well, it's 8 o'clock, so Bree's back. Oh, Bree's never gone. Hi.
Yeah, can I just do one little thing? I love you both so much. I'm going to cry. Thank you, because I just see so many psychic bootcamp students on here, and it just makes me so happy. And Julia, I'm so glad you're going. I'm just in Brit's going, and I'm like, I'm going to be there ASAP, but maybe I'll get my mom to go, and Shay, and yeah, thank you. Some of the retreat peeps, I'm just, you guys are, these ladies are so legit, and what I witnessed, you know, which was so small when I went and just watched as an observer, and yeah, what I've learned, which I feel is like a small amount from what you have to offer, it's just opened me up so much. So thank you. I love you.
But can I just say that it's really cool for me too, you know, because I see your stuff online, and I got to experience the difference when we were in presence together in person.
Mm-hmm.
And so now this connection, this feeling, the entanglement concept that quantum science talks about is even stronger. And so that's a beautiful for me too, to sort of validate that. Well, watch online, it's on Instagram, well, it's so cool. And then we're hanging out here and doing some stuff together. And it's like, completely different connection at a
Totally.
whole nother cool level. So thank you, by the way.
It's whole
Thank
other
you.
Yeah.
It's real. That IRL stuff is legit. Like, turns out we thought we could do it online, and we're doing what we need to do. But yeah, wow, I get it.
Yeah, thanks. That's awesome.
Again, like Loesje and I we could keep going. Probably have like 10 stories that we can drop right now. So we'll save that for Lizzie and Loesje's story time eventually, or just come see us up here. This weekend coming up, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll do a quick. I know some of you are asking. So when I do the linking awareness group sessions, the concept is it's a full day. I do 7 private sessions, but if you're not signed up for a private session, you can come as an observer. And the beautiful thing about the observer effect is you observing the person having the session has a beneficial effect. But anything in the person that we're observing that changes has a ripple effect to each of us as observers, even myself as the facilitator. So it becomes a collective change or healing process that happens, super powerful. And at the same time, we go through, if you have any questions and comments, we do debriefs as well. So that's what we're calling Linking Awareness Observer Group Sessions. And, you know, the 3-level retreat style seminars that we do is Linking Awareness Journey. So that's really about starting to recognize your subtle sense awareness, individuate each of the subtle senses, working with them, having the animals help us, and doing a strong 2 days of practical. Our first day is a PowerPoint. We have a lot of discussions and talking about the concepts of letting our awareness that's in this monkey mind drop into right atrium of the heart or the home of the soul and communicating at that level of the heart. Linking Awareness Adventure is more about self-development, but also learning techniques you can use as a practitioner that help other people. We're delving into the non-encoded DNA, activating a non-encoded or junk DNA to bring forth more full state of ourselves. We're working with constructs of the brain that have been tampered with that connect us to the quantum hologram or the library of life or Akasha, whatever you want to call it. We're working with the Atlas or the C1 and the slave color concept. Some of you who have studied that and releasing some of the genetic engineering that's affecting our brainstem. We are working with the blue pearl frequencies or the God particle that as you observe it, it has a capacity to unfold miracles in front of you. So we're also working with the guided journey voice files so that we can use it as a session that we're doing with an animal or a person. So this one is very much about self-development. Then the next level class is Linking Awareness Observer and starting to go to that next level of trusting that you can just sit there and observe something and it can change, as well as knowing if you have techniques you've learned, when to do those techniques, and to do all of it without agendas, by intuitively listening to the underlying causal effect within that subject that you're working with as a practitioner. And it doesn't matter what kind of other modalities you've worked with, all of these classes integrate into everything else you've ever done. So that's really the cool thing about a lot of us starting to collaborate and share the things that we're teaching and facilitating and learning together, you know. The other day when we did that breath work here.
Oh, good. Oh my God.
You know, with you know who, Bree. I mean, that was so powerful.
Truly.
Right? And I'd never experienced that style of breath work. It was just profound. Laying in my living room doing this weird breathing.
It's endless. And this is what is so exciting for me is I don't know how people get bored. I don't know how people really, it's just, it doesn't end. It's such a beautiful mystery. And for me, one of the most exciting parts of Loesje's co-creation here with the universe and her horses. It's your co-creation. Your co-creation with your take.
I got gifted this process through my process. I didn't create it.
So you co-created it.
Oh yeah. Okay,
you did the.
Oh yeah.
You did the writing and stuff. But anyways, it's not just here. We can work with it. And and it's endless. And I'm seeing, and my point is being able to do this together, like doing this and getting excited for each other's epiphanies and sharing that. And the debriefs in my experiences, I used to hate them because I would have to listen. And the irony is that I'm there learning how to listen. So of course, in Loesje's classes in the beginning, there'd be like 30 people. You got to sit there, and if you can't listen, you pretend, but that gets really boring after a while. So, 5 years of debriefs and learning how to listen or practicing listening. But then when you listen, you get, you learn something from each incredible person. So I've been all over with Chantel and a bunch of other people who have become such amazing friends. So, we don't need to do this alone. For some of us, this has been, we used to think it was a lonely path, or seeing all this, getting this information. No one understands. If I try and say something, people are going to think I'm crazy. That's changed. It's time for this crazy. And I'm so happy to see and keep meeting amazing people like you out there. There's quite a few familiar faces here.
Yeah, I think that's a bottom line for me, like having all these miraculous experiences and creating things out of nothing, and
crazy. I've seen it.
Receiving nonverbal information, and I couldn't tell anybody, like this started like 30, 40 years ago. And it's like, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, did I just get gifted this whole path so I could just be with other like-minded people and share my experiences and not feel like I'm just totally weirded out, that I'm actually part of the new paradigm, that these capacities that got taken away from us, that they're our birthright. These nonverbal communication, telepathy, whatever you want to call it, and manifesting our realities with our clear thoughts. So then when we go through this process of, clearing these old filters, and the Linking Awareness Journey helps you do that. It's a guided journey on a voice file that actually helps you clear some of those filters and stuff. And then all of a sudden we start to realize that the clearer I get, the more amazing I'm getting at manifesting my reality. Because I'm not manifesting my reality from past thoughts. I'm not manifesting my reality from subconscious programming that's low frequency. The more of those that are getting deleted out of the system, the more amazing my manifestations of my day-to-day, When I lay in bed in the morning and I create my day, and it actually happens. Like, wow, that's so cool. And if it doesn't, it's like, okay, like I just have to tweak that one a little bit and work on myself. Where was that limiting belief? Let it go. And all of a sudden, the next day gets even clearer. So it is a journey. Hey, it's not like 3 days, 5 days, take Brit's class, you're done. Take so-and-so. I think all of you realize that. And so we're on this amazing journey of change and finding our true authentic selves. And wow, we get to do with nature and the animal kingdom on top of all of that. So this is so blessing. We go to some of the most amazing locations in the world, and now I get to stay home in my amazing location. You guys get to come here. Don't worry, we social distance. We're good. Anyways, yeah, I think that's my biggest thing. And even tonight, like, thank you, like, for joining us and sharing, and it's okay to talk about this stuff, and you're not alone. And even if Brit's a facilitator and I'm a facilitator and Chantel's a facilitator in Chicago, we're still changing. We're still looking to learn more. Yeah. Collaborate and be collective. That's good.
Stop, collaborate, and listen. I think that's a rap song. Bree, that was for you. I am already. Okay. Cool. Is there, so if it's 1:15, I'm going to be mindful of time. This weekend coming up is Linking Awareness Observer Group Sessions. I'm just going to look at dates here, just so I get the dates properly given to you guys, in case anyone is local and is really wanting to come. So 17th and 18th is a group observer sessions. I think, are you full with
sessions? Yeah,
full with sessions,
but observers is unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be in the new pole barn, and
Dress warm. We'll have some campfires for you.
Have some campfires holding.
We'll have fires in the teepee as well, so you
space.
can hang out in the teepee.
So 23, 24, 25 is Linking Awareness Journey. Again, that's this month, not this weekend, next weekend here at the ranch. And then Linking Awareness Adventure is it the following weekend?
It's all on my website.
Okay,
so
I should know that.
Yeah, let's just do that because
Okay.
you know, at www.linkingawareness.com, and all those dates are on there. And you know, Lizzie's my coordinator right now. She's learning to be a really good coordinator. So as she does her classes, she knows how to train her coordinators and marketers. So that's really cool. And so get a hold of Lizzie if you're interested. You know, if you have illusions of financial challenges, talk to us. We're open to trades. We're open to payment plans. You know, don't let the illusion of money. It's just energy. You know, and I'm one of those put the cart before the horse. You know, I'm just like say I'm going to show up, and then I show up, right? Oh, can I finish with a story?
Yeah.
So years ago, I got encouraged to take a body talk class, the very first body talk class. And I said, oh no, I can't go because I don't have that kind of money, no way. And the woman who was organizing, oh, just trust in the universe, just, you know. And I'm like, like back then I was like, are you kidding? What are you talking about? And I said, okay. So I signed up. About a week later, this guy I knew from the gym called me up and he says, hey, I heard you're good with your scissors. And I went, well, yeah, do you need your dog groomed? He goes, no. He says, I got some marijuana. I need someone to come and trim. And I said, no, I'm not going to come and trim marijuana. It was like illegal back then, right? And then I had this little voice, but the money to take the class. And so I go, so how much money would I make? Oh, the exact amount of money I needed for this class, right? So here I am. It's the day to go to work to do this. You know, I've got my dog grooming scissors with me. And the next thing I know, some van with all the windows blacked out picks me up. I don't know where we're going. And it stops beside this barn. And we get ushered into this barn, into the attic, and 2 days trimming, you know, illegal marijuana with my dog grooming scissors. So that's how I paid for my very first body talk class in 2002. Anyways, about 2 years later, I was facilitating, and I'm a little picky about location. And so I met the gal who told me about the classes 2 years before. And I said, you know, I'm looking for a location to do a class in. She says, oh, I got this great barn. I renovated it. It's my yoga studio. You'll love it. Come and do your class there. I go, okay, yeah, great. Thanks. So the day before my class, I thought, oh, I should go check out this place, right? So go to the barn. It's got this gorgeous yoga studio in it. I just love it. And then it's the first time I'm going to make money teaching classes. And I say, what? This place seems so familiar. She says, oh, yeah. She says, the guy that I got it from used to have a grow up in the attic.
I didn't know that.
The same barn.
I didn't know that story.
That's Nito.
No way. Oh my God.
So I'm not kidding you. So anyways,
wow. She has amazing, just in class, the most amazing stories. And then I think I've heard them all. And then
I wanted to charge the field with that one because, you know.
I know.
Anyways, put the cart before the horse, because when you're clear, I don't care what it is you want in your life. When you're clear with it, you know, creator, universe, whatever word you like to use, and quantum hologram, it provides, you know. So dream big. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. I can't wait to see some of you again. And
yeah. I'm not good at ending classes, and I'm not good at ending, you know, because I just love being with like-minded people. So I'm going to just try and be really quiet.
Okay, I'm going to close it. No final questions? No, just a bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Really, thank you. And thank you, Bree, for your support always. It's, oh, you make me cry. Yeah. Bree's really been teaching me and showing me true collaboration.
Yeah,
and,
so true.
It's really refreshing. And if anyone on here has not worked with Bree, Do it. Do it. Yeah.
See you again. Look
See
forward to meeting in
everybody.
person. Thanks a lot.
Be in touch.
Lots of love, Chantal, Christy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Christy,
everybody,
Catherine, Cindy, Brittany. Ciao.
Ciao. Breet. Oh yeah, Breet's on there too. I'm gonna look at the chats and see. Thank you, thank you. She gotta go. I mean, everyone that's relatively. Oh yeah.
You look great, Chantal.
Yeah, you do.
Thanks. I miss you guys.
Yeah, I miss you too.
You, man. This is like the longest I've not seen you in a long time, I think.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was just telling hubby, I'm like, I need to leave.
Well, I have an RV. You can do 2 weeks of
Yeah.
You can quarantine here.
yeah, I just bought the cart before the horse, so I have a giant 30-foot trailer that you can stay in.
Well, you collectively, it's been in my mind as well because I keep looking at them. So you just never know.
You know, like you could come for those 3